We had a campground recommended to us by one of our viewers. It's in Dayton, Ohio, and it's called Tomorrow's Stars.
I'm TK.
And I'm Earl.
Let's check it out.
And if you like knowing what parks are like ahead of time, be sure to subscribe to our channel as we give tours of all the places we stay and things to do in the area. We had a great time in Dayton. We saw a lot of really cool things, and the park was pretty cool. Had a lot of nice amenities. It's located right off of Interstate 70, so it's really easy to get to if you're driving through. Pulling into the park, you do a little windy turn coming in, and it kind of splits off, so you have to keep to the side. And then the office is like a little trailer itself on the left-hand side. So be sure to stop there and check in when you get there. We had a spot that was right on the end and on a corner of the two little streets going through the park. And so we had plenty of room. We had full hookups. Our water, sewer, and electric were right there on our site. 50 amp hookups.
We had a really nice dog park for our dogs.
Yeah, they got to use that quite a bit. Let them run around in there.
And there was a little walking trail, right?
Yeah, there were walking trails out back. It looked like the walking trails were used for like a haunted hike or something like that, because there were definitely some things back there that looked like they were more Halloween themed. So that was pretty neat. They had a bathhouse there and laundry, so we were able to do our laundry. There was a pavilion where they hosted events. I think they had like family game night there. There was an arcade, like a little arcade room that was attached to it too.
They had a swimming pool. There's also a pond, miniature golf.
And they had disc golf that went around the park too. There were, I think, like 9 holes around the park. So if you have disc golf discs, and
you can play.
You can play around. They also have pickleball there, a basketball court, and they have food trucks come by there from time to time too. So one night we stopped and got some food from there. So this is a really nice park, and we definitely want to thank Don, one of our viewers, for recommending it to us.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Looking for a good place to eat, and we saw that there was, how do you say it, ramen, however you want to say it. A restaurant.
It was called Speak Easy Ramen, and it was in Dayton.
And at first I was like, I'm not going there. Why would I go to a restaurant to eat that? And then it had a really high star rating, so we're like, okay, let's just go. And it was delicious.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was a bowl like this big with noodles, but it was also, it used bone broth. It had different things mixed in. It was a really solid, hefty
It was a
dinner.
good meal, yeah.
It was really good too. And then you had your little special, your little drink.
Yeah,
How did that work again?
Yeah, it was a little drink. It had like a marble in it. Like you push down on the top and a marble drops into the bottom. It's kind of like a way that they like would seal it. So that was kind of neat. But then like you drink it and the marble's like rattling around as you're drinking it. It was different. And if you like ice cream, we had Young's Jersey Dairy recommended to us, which was like, it was like a phenomenon. Like just like this big dairy with like lots of people there. There were like buses of people being like pulling up in there. It was really cool.
I think there was the whole like amusement park and petting
That's right.
zoo, and we didn't do any of that. We just went straight for the ice cream.
Yeah, straight for the ice cream, of course. Then they had burgers and cheese curds too. The cheese curds were really good.
Burgers were okay.
Yeah, and then I think like cheese curds, like you could have like different toppings, I think, put on them, and we went with like an Asian zing kind of sauce on top of it. If you know like Asian zing from Buffalo Wild Wings, that's the kind of sauce that they put on top of the curds that we chose. It was delicious.
But the best part was the ice cream.
Of course.
We went at least twice.
We did. We didn't go back a second time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we loved it there. One of my favorite things to do when we were there is we went to Wright Patterson Air Force Base Museum, which was just unbelievable.
It was huge.
Yeah, like these giant hangars full of different planes from World War I, World War II, up to modern times, and had like drones and everything. Like there's just so much, and like a lot of history and stuff explaining a lot there. Yeah.
We had the Wright brothers
Mm-hmm.
explain different machines and inventions as part of the planes.
Yeah, so we learned a lot about history and like just everything that went behind, like, you know, behind the scenes with aviation back then. like throughout history. Like it was a really cool experience. It was also recommended to us to go to Clifton Gorge State Park, which had some really nice trails and some waterfalls, and I believe there were like, it was like a spot where there were like some like little towns, right? Like right along there that kind of got like wiped out by stuff. No?
Maybe.
The trails were pretty much straightforward. Like if you follow the trail, you pretty much do stay on the path the entire time, and it's not impossible to get lost, because I think we did make one wrong turn, but it is pretty simple, like right along the gorge, like there and back, so you can pretty much feel safe that you're gonna make it back and not get lost. After
Hiking, we were looking for something to imbibe. That was the word I was looking for.
Okay.
So we went to Yellow Springs Brewery, and they had flights. Thankfully, we love flights to taste a bunch of different drinks.
I think we ended up getting 2 rounds.
Did we get 2 flights?
Yeah.
And they were very good.
Obviously. And it's right along a bike path called the Miami Valley Bikeways. And so if you're like biking, you could just come right up to the back of this brewery and have yourself a couple pints.
Unfortunately, they did not have food. I think they sometimes have charcuterie boards.
Yeah, but they were sold out at the time.
So we went back to
the dairy.
Young's, Jersey.
For a second round.
And that's when we had the burgers and the cheese curds.
So we had a blast in Dayton, Ohio, and we're very thankful to Don for all of his recommendations on what to do in the area. He was just a source, like a plethora of different things to do.
He gave us a book like this thick too.
Yeah, so very thankful for that. And if we pass by that area again, I'm sure we'll stay at the park again. It got really soft there. Sometimes I look to see like what your facial expressions are, because I think you're just kind of like looking at me sometimes like, really? That wraps it up for our trip to Tomorrow Stars in Dayton, Ohio. If you enjoyed the video and appreciate our tour of the park and the things that we did, be sure to subscribe to our channel and leave us a like. And if you know of other things to do in the Dayton, Ohio area, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day. I'm still going to be talking, aren't I?
Did you want me to jump in?
Sometimes I just talk and I just ramble. Just get right off it. Right, just cut all that out. Just...
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Yeah, saw that coming. Outtakes.
No, I'm not putting that in outtakes. We found, that's terrible. Usually, she's dreaming.
She's all twitchy.
No, she's not gonna do it.
Her eyes twitching. Bleh.